Hey friend, welcome back. This is the Daily Spark. I have to admit something to you today. I am barely awake right now. Whew.
I can completely see that.
You can hear our guest laughing at me already. I was staring at my coffee maker this morning. That machine honestly felt like my only friend in the world.
A very familiar feeling for most of us.
Right? Have you ever felt that way? Like you simply cannot start your day without it? Learning English can feel like that early morning fog, too.
It feels heavy and very slow at first.
Exactly. Your brain just does not want to wake up. But please do not worry. We are here to clear the fog together. English is easy. It is really just about connection.
It just needs a little daily spark.
Yes. Today, we are talking about a universal habit, coffee. I'm holding a huge mug right now. We rely on this dark liquid every single day.
But what is it actually doing to your brain?
Exactly. That brings us to our promise for today. We will uncover the hidden science behind your favorite morning drink. And we'll learn how to make it work better for you.
So you can drink it smarter.
I love that. We want you to use this knowledge tomorrow morning. Literally, the next time you take that first sip. To help us figure this out, we brought in a true expert today. Please welcome Dr. Leo Vargas. He is a brilliant neuroscientist. He spends his days studying caffeine and how our brains work. Dr. Vargas, welcome.
Hey Ryan, thanks for having me. I am thrilled to be here.
I have to ask right away, as a professional brain expert, do you actually drink coffee?
Oh, absolutely. I am a total coffee nerd. I actually have a digital scale in my kitchen. I weigh my beans every single morning.
No way, you actually weigh your coffee beans? That sounds like a science experiment.
I do. It's a whole ritual for me. I even check the water temperature. Honestly, it wakes up my brain before I even take a sip.
Wait, really? Just the process of making it wakes you up?
Yes, the smell alone starts a chemical reaction in the body. Your brain remembers that smell. It says, energy is coming, and prepares.
That is so interesting. I just push a button on my old machine and hope for the best.
Hey, whatever works, there's no judgment here. Whether it's fancy coffee or instant coffee, the brain gets the same message.
Well, that leads perfectly into our big question for today. Have you ever wondered what exactly happens inside your head the moment you take that first sip?
It's a wild ride, honestly. A lot happens very quickly. Imagine your brain is like a very busy, kind of tired office building. The workers are sleepy. Some are resting their heads on their desks.
I know that feeling well. That's my brain at 7 a.m.
Exactly. And coffee is like the loud boss walking in. Suddenly, everything changes. Papers are flying, people are running around.
I love that image. A loud boss walking into the office. Everyone immediately sits up straight and pretends to work hard.
Yes, people think coffee is just a simple, tasty drink, but it actually changes your body chemistry entirely.
So it's not just in our imagination, that magical feeling of waking up.
Not at all. It's very real biological science.
But here's the secret. It might not work the way you think it does. Okay, I'm completely hooked. Let's break this down step by step.
Every morning, I stumble into my kitchen like an absolute zombie. I pour my dark roast coffee and take a sip. I always tell myself, it's finally starting to kick in.
It is a very common feeling.
Let's pause on that phrase, kick in. It means to start taking effect. It feels quite sudden, right? Like a small, pleasant jolt of energy. You wait for that magic to kick in. You've been there, right?
I certainly have. I love that first cup.
Dr. Vargas, take us through those first few minutes. I take a sip. What happens next?
Well, Ryan, that instant good feeling, it's mostly just a placebo effect.
Wait, really? My whole morning routine is a lie.
The actual caffeine needs more time. It travels through the bloodstream. It sounds like a long subway commute.
That's a great analogy. It's definitely a journey, you know?
It takes about 20 to 40 minutes to actually kick in.
Wow, okay, so what happens when it finally arrives at the brain?
Think of your brain as a very busy, crowded office building. All day long, a specific chemical builds up in this office.
A chemical? Like a tiny sleepy messenger? Precisely.
This messenger tells your brain that you are tired. It says, "Hey everyone, it's time to pack up and sleep."
Interesting. So how does the coffee change that?
Caffeine is a sneaky imposter. It enters the busy office. Then it decides to block those sleepy messengers from working.
I see. It doesn't actually give us new energy. It just stops us from feeling our own exhaustion.
Exactly. It will block the tired feeling from spreading. Because of that, the office stays awake and fully alert.
Alert, sharp, focused. I love that feeling.
Yes, I see. It doesn't actually give us new energy feeling.
Yes, you feel alert because the sleepy signals are trapped outside. They just cannot get into the building.
So next time you are shuffling around the kitchen half asleep, just hold up your mug and say, "Don't rush me. I'm still waiting for this to kick in."
I promise people will nod every single time.
It is basically the international language of tired adults everywhere. Actually, you just said coffee does not give us real energy. So what is it actually doing once it arrives? So coffee gives us energy, right? That's why we feel so awake.
Honestly, that is the biggest coffee myth out there. Coffee does not give you actual energy at all. It just hides your tiredness from your brain.
Wait, really? It just hides it from us.
Yes, remember that sleepy chemical we talked about earlier? Coffee just continues to block it from doing its job. It creates a complete false sense of energy.
A false sense of energy. I love that phrase. It feels almost like a magic trick, you know? Like your own brain is actively lying to your body.
Exactly. You feel like you have a fully charged battery, but your internal battery is actually flashing red. Think about that for a second.
Wow. So what happens to all that real tiredness? Where does it go while we're working hard?
It does not go anywhere, unfortunately. It just builds up behind the scenes.
Builds up. That sounds heavy, like pressure in a pipe. You can practically feel the weight of it increasing.
That is a perfect analogy, Ryan. The sleepy chemical just builds up and waits patiently. The sleepy chemical builds up and waits patiently. When the caffeine finally wears off, the door flies open.
Oh no! Is that when the afternoon crash happens?
You guessed it. All that trapped tiredness floods your brain. It hits you all at once. That is the dreaded crash we all hate.
I mean, I always blame my lunch for that. I never realized it was my morning coffee's fault.
Well, your heavy lunch might play a small part, but mostly it's that false sense of energy ending.
It's like borrowing money from a very strict bank. You have to pay it back with interest later.
I love that comparison, Ryan. You borrow morning energy and the crash is the collector. You really cannot escape it forever.
That explains so much about my miserable daily routine. So the fatigue just builds up all morning. Then the chemical block finally breaks down.
Precisely. Then, boom, you need a nap instantly.
This is incredibly fascinating stuff, Dr. Vargas. You know, there's the perfect phrase for when you catch someone dying at their desk at 3 p.m.
Oh, I have to hear this.
Tomorrow afternoon, when your coworker looks absolutely exhausted, try this. Just ask them, "Are you feeling the crash right now?"
Right.
They'll definitely nod and agree with you.
And Ryan, when you drink it matters just as much as what it does.
Timing? What do you mean? I drink coffee the absolute second I wake up. I reach for it before I even brush my teeth. Is that actually hurting me?
Well, my brother literally keeps an espresso machine on his nightstand. He drinks a hot cup while still lying under his blankets.
Honestly, that sounds like a very luxurious morning routine. But I'm guessing that is the completely wrong approach.
You guessed it. It is a really terrible habit, actually. You see, your brain already has its own internal alarm clock. In science, we call this your natural rhythm.
Interesting. So how does a natural rhythm actually feel in the body?
It feels exactly like standing on a moving sidewalk at the airport. You're already moving forward smoothly and effortlessly. Your body releases chemicals to make you feel alert naturally.
I see. So if I drink coffee instantly, what exactly happens?
You're basically sprinting on that moving sidewalk. You ruin the natural rhythm completely. It feels very rushed. It creates a lot of unnecessary anxiety in your body.
Plus, it perfectly sets up a massive afternoon crash, right?
Exactly. It completely guarantees that awful crash.
That makes sense. So what is the ideal timeline for our morning routine?
The scientific sweet spot is to wait an hour.
That sounds like pure torture. How does it feel when we actually wait an hour?
It feels just like passing a baton in a relay race. Your body finishes its waking job first, then the caffeine takes over the next shift beautifully.
Wow, that makes so much sense when you explain it that way. I dare you to try this tomorrow, my coffee-loving listeners. Delay your morning cup. Can you survive 60 minutes without it?
That is a brilliant challenge, Ryan.
Try this experiment, I dare you. Tomorrow morning, watch your partner reach for the coffee pot. Gently stop them. Say, let's wait an hour for our natural rhythm.
They might be extremely grumpy at first, but I promise their brain will thank you later. Shifting our focus from the clock, let's look at a common mystery. Why does 1 cup feel like enough on Monday, but by Friday I feel like I need 3 cups?
It is a very common cultural joke, honestly. We see funny mugs everywhere saying more coffee required, but the truth behind that joke is pure science.
Really? So it is not just me being greedy.
Not at all. Remember that sleepy chemical we discussed and how caffeine tries to block it from working? Well, your brain notices that missing chemical signal.
I see, so the brain tries to fix the problem.
Exactly. It creates a new habit by making more receptors. This brings us to a really important phrase. You build a tolerance.
Build a tolerance. How does that actually feel?
It feels like losing the magic, you know? You drink your usual cup, but you stay exhausted. It's like wearing headphones on a noisy train.
Oh, I hate that. You turn up the volume, the music feels loud and clear for a few minutes, but then your ears adjust and it sounds quiet again.
Yes, then the loud volume feels totally normal, so you have to turn it up even higher. Your body simply needs more to work.
Needs more to work. That sounds incredibly frustrating. You spend money on fancy beans, but feel nothing.
Right.
So if your usual morning mug leaves you feeling sleepy, how would you explain that feeling to a coworker?
You just say, I think I built a tolerance.
Or, my usual coffee needs more to work lately.
Wow. The brain is quite stubborn, isn't it?
It is just trying to protect your sleep.
There is actually a simple way to reset, too. If you notice you built a tolerance, do not panic. Try mixing half decaf into your normal brew tomorrow morning. Stepping away from how our brains fight back, let's talk real solutions. Think of coffee like driving. You want to cruise smoothly, not slam the gas. So, Dr. Vargas, how can we enjoy coffee without messing up our brain's natural balance?
That is the ultimate question, Ryan. It's all about finding harmony. You really need to find your sweet spot.
Oh, I really love that phrase. What does that actually feel like?
Finding your sweet spot feels incredibly peaceful. It's the perfect dose. It's the exact amount of coffee that makes you feel alert, you have great energy, but you don't feel anxious or jittery at all.
Ah, I see. So it's not a mindless daily habit. You don't just drink endless cups all day long.
Exactly, you have to be intentional. For me, my personal sweet spot is just one single mug. If I drink a second cup, I get a terrible afternoon crash.
You know, I've never actually tested my own sweet spot carefully. Have you ever paid attention to how your body feels after that second cup? So, how do we actually figure out our own personal limit?
Well, you really have to listen to your body.
That sounds a bit mysterious to me. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it's not about using your ears, obviously. It feels like paying deep attention to your physical state. You check in. Does your stomach feel slightly upset? Are your hands shaking? Got it. If my hands are shaking, I definitely ignored my body. I went way past my limit.
Precisely. Think of it like this, Ryan. Your body always sends you tiny text messages about your caffeine levels. You just need to read those messages before you pour more coffee. That is such a brilliant way to picture it. I am definitely guilty of ignoring those messages. Most people are. That is why we practice. And honestly, the most useful thing you can do tomorrow morning is this. Tomorrow morning, pause before you pour your second cup. Take one deep breath. Ask yourself if you truly need it. Find your sweet spot.
Okay, Dr. Vargas, before we review our new words, it is time for a fan favorite, the lightning round. I will ask quick questions. You give quick answers. Ready?
Born ready. Let's do it.
First question, dark roast or light roast? Which one actually has more caffeine hiding inside it?
Light roast. People always get this wrong, you know? The dark roasting process actually burns off some caffeine, so a lighter bean keeps more of that natural energy.
Wow, I totally thought dark roast was stronger because of the taste. Next question. Let's say I drink too much coffee. Does drinking a lot of water actually help?
Yes, absolutely. Caffeine makes your body lose water very rapidly. A big glass of water helps calm those nervous jitters down. It flushes your system. Always keep a water bottle nearby.
Got it. Drink more water. Okay, third question for you. Espresso or regular drip coffee, which gives you more energy?
Well, a cup of regular drip coffee usually has more total caffeine because the cup is much bigger. But a tiny espresso shot hits your brain much faster.
Ha, so my giant morning mug of drip coffee is secretly the winner.
Exactly. You are getting a massive dose in that giant mug.
Last question, and this is a big one for me. What is the absolute latest time I should drink coffee?
2 o'clock in the afternoon. Stop at 2 p.m. Caffeine stays in your blood system for many, many hours. If you drink it late, it simply ruins your deep sleep.
Wow, 2 p.m. I am definitely guilty of breaking that rule. I grab a cup at 4 p.m. when I feel sleepy.
Try switching to decaf or herbal tea late in the day. Your brain will thank you at bedtime, I promise. All right, let's unpack the vocabulary from today's deep dive. We covered some really useful words for talking about your daily routine. Our first word is chemical. You might have heard us say that a specific chemical builds up in your brain during the day. Do not think of a scientist in a white coat mixing bubbling green liquids. Think of it as a tiny invisible messenger inside your body. Exactly. It's just a natural substance that makes your body do things, like digesting food or making you feel sleepy. Oh, here's how you can use it tomorrow. If you're reading the back of a brightly colored candy wrapper, you might point at it and say, "I'm not eating this. There are way too many unpronounceable chemicals in it." That's a great example. And speaking of how chemicals make us feel, we talked about waiting for the caffeine to kick in. Right, that feeling when your brain is fully switched on. That's our second word, alert. You might have heard me say you feel alert because the sleepy signals are trapped. Being alert means your brain is fully switched on. Right, you're sharp. You're paying close attention to everything around you. Imagine walking through a dark forest at night. Every time a branch snaps, your head turns. You're completely alert. Use it tomorrow. When your manager asks if you're ready to review that complicated report, smile and say, "Yes, I just finished my tea. I'm feeling very alert." Word number 3 is block. You might have heard us say that caffeine decides to block those tired feelings. To block means to stop something from moving forward. Oh, imagine a giant wall in the middle of a road. Cars can't pass. Oh, the wall blocks the cars. Or think of a tall basketball player jumping up and stopping the ball from going into the hoop. Use it tomorrow. If your friend is standing right in front of the window while you are trying to look outside, say, "Hey, could you move? You are blocking my view."
Perfect. Now, remember earlier, we mentioned that coffee gives you a false sense of energy?
Oh, yes. And we said you should wait an hour before drinking it. If you do not, you hit word number 4, crash.
You might have heard us talk about the terrible afternoon crash. We're not talking about a car accident here. In this context, a crash is a sudden, heavy drop in your energy.
1 minute you're typing 100 words a minute, and the next minute your eyelids feel like they weigh 10 pounds.
Exactly. Your internal battery just dies completely.
Use it tomorrow. Around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, turn to your coworker who is yawning and say, "Let's take a quick walk." I'm having a major energy crash. Finally, word number 5 is habit.
You might have heard us say that drinking coffee the second you wake up is just a habit. A habit is a behavior you repeat so often that you don't even think about it anymore. Your brain does it on autopilot.
Like checking your phone the moment you open your eyes. You don't plan to do it, your hand just reaches for it.
Use it tomorrow. If someone asks why you always take the exact same route to work, even when there's traffic, just shrug and say, "I don't know, it's just a habit."
Dr. Vargas, this has been so incredibly eye-opening. Thank you so much for joining us today.
The pleasure was all mine, Ryan. Thanks for having me. Keep enjoying that giant mug of coffee.
I definitely will. You know, I came in here thinking coffee was just a morning ritual.
Now I realize it is a live chemistry experiment happening in my body every single day.
And the moment you understand it, you stop drinking it mindlessly.
So here is your experiment this week. Tomorrow morning, pause before you pour that first cup. Just check in with your body. Is this real need or just the habit loop kicking in?
That small pause changes everything. I mean it.
Tell us in the comments, what is your honest coffee sweet spot? 1 cup or 3? Black or loaded with cream? I genuinely want to know. I read every comment, every single one.
And keep those new words close. Chemical, crash, habit. You'll use them all week.
Some days learning English feels exactly like waiting for your coffee to kick in. Slow, foggy, like nothing is happening. But then it does. And next time, we explore exactly that moment.
The science of your first English breakthrough. What actually happens in your brain? This has been the Daily Spark Radio. See you next time.